welcome back to another video.
Section CP right there.
Today,
Make it snappy.
Australian light infantry available to deploy.
I'm going to kind of talk about how to deal with the elite forces patterns of Grenadier sort of meta that's emerged from
Australian infantry are in
the
reserve.
DLC.
Reported.
Light
Section
infantry
command
on the
done.
field.
Let's get men on the front line. Pronto.
Royal Engineers here.
As of recent, I've been liking the Australian
Aussie
light
rats
sections.
here.
Sappers reported. Position taken.
Very sort of strong infantry unit. Lots of
Royal
potential
Engineers
too.
ready.
When it comes to
What have you
dealing
got?
with DAC Panzer Grenadier. And also scale very well. Hard counter a good chunk of the DAC roster. With battle with coal progression. So you got the 2-pounder for like flak veiling, command 8 red, and some mediums, which I found success with, and then
Sappers on site.
That was
you
a
never
little
need
really
blowing
have
up.
to worry about the target ace or
Australian infantry are in reserve.
because you have the archer.
Where are we going?
But
Maintain distance.
the backbone
Infantry.
of
Enemy fire. That's fucking bad.
Sappers, we're ready.
Close in.
About 1660, so he's well into like DAC sort of
Fight coming, son.
challenger. I've been experimenting with Australians,
They've opened fire on us.
and the best way
Australian
to
infantry
kind
are
of
in
go around it
reserve.
is to go 4 sections to match the inevitable sort of
A
4
fuel point is
Panzer
being
Grenadiers.
overrun.
The power of the light sections is, in my opinion, on this map and a couple of others, is the ability to contest these fuels
We've lost a sector.
pretty
We hear
easily.
you've got trouble.
The R5, they're basically the same sort of health and Morcar as DAC Panzers early.
Australian
But
infantry
if we
are in
look
reserve.
at the co-stats comparison page, you can see that light sections, they do great close range. They have like a little sort of whiff here where they slightly get out damaged, but it's nothing crazy. And even in a 6-man, they don't do too bad at all. They're very, very potent, very strong. Even with the scoped rifles, if we go like that's 7. So like this is just without any scopes. If we look at the scoped Lee Enfields for the Aussies, which you can and will inevitably get, they don't do crazy. I've tended not to upgrade these until very late. I feel like getting in close really helps, and then you can also chase down, use your sharpshooter ability. Here you can see what was 6 minutes here. 3 Panzer Grenadier bag. It's pretty
Your light
typical.
tanks requisitioned.
I've gone
Stand by.
Australian, 4 Aussies with a flamethrower
Eager to
into
shift some
Stuart.
dead weight.
We
The
found
enemy
with
has pushed
Aussies
us
as well
back from our
is that they
sector.
don't bleed too much.
Aussie rat, no time for
So
a
it
shift
is
to
worth
save.
getting this early
You're with
medical
us.
tent so your manpower economy doesn't just go tits up and you start bleeding. And I am spending most of my munitions on the sharpshooter ability.
Maintain distance.
I found that sharpshooter it's great for getting XP. It's good for chipping damage, and at high veterans you're always going to start another 5. So it's an even fight, really. On top of the nice bonuses they get.
Artillery trip flares shall be distributed to the men.
I've also liked artillery trip flares. I haven't using this much
We're losing a
as
victory
much
point
as
to enemy action.
I was going to say, but I feel like
Victory points lost.
that is
The
something
enemy
that's
has
good.
control.
I got dangerous and close. I always want to be careful not to prematurely see,
Territory lost.
Semenki has gone for full scopes all around. Of course, we're all aware of how potent these scopes can be. Very annoying to deal with, and great at just fighting against cover. But that's why I like the Aussies. The Aussies, they don't really have to care about that too much. You just want to get in close anyways where they're fighting best. As you can see, we're going like a bit of tipsy-turvy here. We're just like trading these just getting on down.
Anti-tank guns available. The enemy have taken our territory.
Going with £2.
We're under fire!
Got a £2. It's like old reliable.
The beggars are threatening a capture
It's
point.
very cheap. 220, and it is a 5 months, so it
We
was
have
affected by
territory
the 18
exposed out there. Lines been cut. Light AT guns aren't crude anymore.
I didn't show it there, but this thing
The beggars are threatening a fuel point. Enemy ground forces have claimed a sector.
the Mac weakness, or the Mac shot, definitely helps. So I wouldn't overly rely on £2. Stags, should you ever see yourself fighting stags. So that's your first game I've fought them against elite forces, so it was definitely a bit alien. Yeah, we covered the £2, the Aussie. Trying to figure out how to approach the situation. Definitely a bit tricky, so we're just going to try and come on. Especially, you're going to see this a lot where, you know, you're going to have to stay sort of consolidated. Just because that's basically how you have to fight at the minute. In most games, in low, middle, and high elos, where you have to fight very consolidated, because that's what your opponent's likely going to do. If your opponent's spread out, then I prefer to match that, because these guys will beat Panzer Grenadiers when they close the distance. Obviously PGs are going to vet fast, but as long as we have infantry, like as you can see here, with 30 minutes in, he has vet 2 PG, who, and you know, he's been collecting his casualties, but I've also just been like getting really good fights, getting stuck in, and getting all these veterans. That's what's going to help you stay competitive. We almost lost £2 Go the half track again, which is great. So we're going to kind of force him into his medical supplements, and then he might want to. But as you can see, like, you know, we're not bleeding at all, or very, very little, which is, like I said, it's great for our manpower economy, especially with Aussies. They're not cheap to enforce at about 34, I think. So it definitely helps when you're losing levels, but when you're taking great fights like this, well, like, closing distance, you know, these guys are getting evaporated, and we're happy to like keep fighting this, because we're getting a lot of veterans here, especially through infantry training. That's how Aussies are going to stay competitive throughout this game, you know, is going back for buck with their veterancy. Spike's been doing very good, by the way. I normally use my bikes, in which case, you know, for
We're losing a fuel point to enemy action.
See, we got the tactical force concentration. As you can see, we're just picking off models, making the fight a bit more favorable, because we did get 6 points. drop it down maybe to we almost get the command 8 there.
Two-pounder anti-tank
But
gun
as you can
knocked
see,
out.
like we're still forcing these PGs away, and we got Vet 3 here before the PGs did, which is, when you think about it, pretty crazy. It really, like I said, it really helps. I could have definitely done this, probably,
Jerry's not giving up without a fight. We're
but
down to 300
I didn't know where his AT gun was, so I wanted to be a bit cautious. Definitely a bit of a blunder on my part.
A fuel point is being overrun.
See these Australians, you know, their Vet 3 movement speed really helps them get back onto the map. Almost loses to it, actually not loses to it, which is
Your tank
unfortunate.
has been lost to enemy action.
Infantry closing on. What have you got?
Meanwhile, you know, we hit that mine, but just get in the building and hop back out. It's no big deal. Cut off these munitions, which he might want. I don't know what you do with your munitions after you get your supplements and scopes. We're going into Matilda.
Our supply
He
line
has one AT gun,
We have sectors
and he has
isolated out
one
there.
Jaeger. Matilda's going to do 2
Victory
here.
point belongs to
It's
the
going to
enemy.
pressure all these kinds of grenadiers, which is the main problem. The Stug's kind of whatever. It's very sort of forgettable. You see that he's got quack armor upgrades as well,
We're losing a munitions point.
which I'm not entirely a fan of. I think paying
We're losing a
more
victory point.
manpower and fuel kind of makes it like whatever versus the Tiger is,
We're in it now.
in my personal opinion.
Victory point under enemy control.
So we're kind of like just kind of staging. We're trying to be a bit antsy around it.
The enemy have taken our
He just got his
territory.
second pack, so the Matilda is going to struggle a little bit. As you can see that our Aussies have scaled very nicely. He does get his second, but that's not a big deal to us.
Command points available.
Enemy
We've
rifle.
done a lot of good
They're having a
damage,
go. Lock now.
whereas this is top
Maintain distance.
the other side, our Matilda's pressing the scale cut off, so we're going to stop him. You can see he's being hammed for fuel. We have about 50-ish more fuel, which definitely helps.
Victory point
Run of the
belongs
family,
to the enemy.
It's good. You can never stop a 2-level kill, you know. Get marked by the commander there, so just got to back up, let this live out for a second. Get our level repair as well.
Archer TDs.
So we're gonna go Archer. Thought process here is that we want to kind of zone out the Stug a little bit, and having a high tier sort of anti-tank unit is gonna kind of ward off like any sort of insane sort of armored support. Looking back at it, probably could have called it in later. Because it's a call-in unit, you don't have to build it. You can make these reactively instead of proactive. But it just seems, in the current comp I have, it just seems very well to round out. The Australians have the anti-infantry power. The Matilda's there to tank. We have the 2-pounder and the 6-pounder. The 2-pounder doesn't have vet though, so it's kind of like a dead unit, to be honest. And then we have the Archer that's, you know, it's going to deal with everything else. I have gotten team weapon training by this point. We get one of these AT guns out, which is great. Get our instant kill we are going to pick off this AT gun. Before I did, but you see, even at these longer ranges, we're not even doing too bad. The hardest hit that these Aussies do is great. We get stuck. We also got a panic grenadier too. So the Archer did. I'm pretty sure the Archer missed. But you know, it's
Archer tank destroyers are available.
not too bad. We took a great fight there. We killed one of the lower vet PGs, but we killed a PG nonetheless. He goes armor support.
Weapon teams
This
have
is
finished their training,
definitely
Commander.
a blunder. I feel like every like sort of elite player, elite force player goes armor support and doesn't play to crack out like P3s. Lose that Saka, very unfortunate. I got a bit careless there. But as you can see, like, he's virtually
Royal Engineers
our
trained
VP
and ready to
control
go.
hasn't been amazing, to be honest. Definitely something you want to keep in mind when playing Aussies. Like you'll always take great fights most of the time. But VP control is definitely something you need to keep in mind as well. Still got his bike up alive. Got on his best fire.
We're losing a victory point.
Victory
Victory
Two
point
pounders
on the
doing a
enemy
nice
control.
little trip down.
We're losing a fuel point.
Logging in dead horse. What we ready? Lads are accounted for. Fully reinforced.
Like I said earlier, with this movement speed definitely helps it get nowadays. I'm kind of flown in, I'm not really sure what I want to kind of do at the minute. A second Matilda wouldn't be too bad, to be honest.
We're losing a strategic point.
Just kind of zone out all this infantry, and then try and dive these
We're
edgy
losing a
guns.
victory point to enemy
But I'm
action.
kind of just considering my options.
The enemy has
We're just going to
300
keep on top
points
of our
remaining.
PG VP control. We're doing pretty well in terms of infantry kills. Usually, you know, Dak would have far more kills,
We will be
but
able to requisition grunt tanks shortly.
Aussies do great.
The beggars are
We do
flicking
tech
a
grunts.
victory point.
I was, yeah, my sort of thought process here was, just need a strong medium tank. Additional damage, ward off like any sort of
The enemy has claimed the sector.
crazy guys. And Grant in general is just a great tank to have.
Victory points are balanced. We now have
Garage
the
is down.
advantage.
There's one top of the VPs. Keeping the VPs are important. A little bit idle over here, just focusing elsewhere. This is a massive disadvantage. I'm not using the tech map. Can't be everywhere at once. Or a bit
The
slow.
victory point is being overrun.
That's okay. It moves to the left. So it's very ping-pongy. You can see here. You kind of have to predict this. Keeping your camera in the fog of war when you're not busy definitely helps. You can definitely like sort of stage to where he wants to go. But he's most heavy for VPs, and as you can see here, we're on great fuel. We've kicked him off fuel, and we're taking great fights. Not to mention that we did go stag earlier, so
The
his
enemy has our
anti-infantry
victory
pressure
point now.
from vehicles is non-existent.
We're making We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
His command air rate's not been doing too bad at it. It's
Training
definitely annoying.
completed.
Capping points and doing the barrages. I don't think it's been getting its
Victory
full
points
potential.
lost. The enemy has control.
Infantry
God,
closing fire.
Australians doing great. Okay, he goes to the side. Yeah, the potential shot. Great. That was I get careless with my archery. I get a bit too talented on the assault gun. I lose it, which is unfortunate, but it's not a crazy loss because he only has a Panzer now, and these two tanks will deal with it. He does have skirts on it though, which is it does make it a bit more beefier. But the 6-pounder is still going to reliably pen it.
Capture point is being
obviously
contested.
Where do you want this 2-pounder?
2-pounder definitely helps. These assault guns are not going to do anything. This is not a unit to be
The
scared
enemy
of.
has claimed a sector.
These are like very negligible.
Enemy rifle.
We sniped the Panzer Pioneer, which is great. Just lowering his repair capabilities. Use Stuka, which I have no idea. I don't think kind of picks against it, which is probably a good idea. I don't think Stuka would do great into this comp.
The beggars are threatening a fuel point.
We also do buy now. So yeah, another mass benefit is Oz repair. They did nerf it, so it takes longer, which is okay. It's fine. And it's definitely nothing to scoff at. The over repair grants can offer a few hits and taking the fight a bit longer and dealing with the start pressure.
Victory point.
We're gonna try and run down this PG. This is definitely VSL. I just realised now he doesn't get a 6-man, which is probably a blunder. I don't know what. I'm not sure about that. Okay, so definitely make sure you get your ballistic PGs in the So we dive the ATMs, wipe them out. I believe that if you had VSL and ballistic P guns, this would have been a much more difficult fight for the Aussies. But even there, just like against these PGs with scopes, they're doing great. He goes 88 as the last ditch effort. This game is kind of over though. He loses his 280 at the end, and he lost
Territory isolated. Our resources are stranded.
I am playing a bit passive here. I feel like he was just going to try and call on a regular tiger. So just had to be a bit passive. Just try and see. Like, the game isn't, well, it is over, but it's very easy to like overestimate and kind of almost throw the game. We're going to go second sapper here. With the increase of vehicles we're making, we're going to need a second sapper. We're going to get 3.2 so we can repair faster. We're going to queue up 2 scopes. These scopes are going to help. And the extra vision is also nice when we're standing still. He also goes Stockholm. This is like a big last ditch effort sort of thing. Actually, it's respect. That's good. We got a lot of damage from this stupid. We got these guns, which is really important. Also, this is sort of here. It's like
The enemy holds all victory points. Lost the counter-attack at one. We have 75 points remaining.
First stack. We're going to go with this card.
My crew in order.
Second stack. Back up. We don't really have to go crazy. We don't want to like try to prove a point here. Trying to push into this. Even though we could probably win it. Definitely secure it. We can play passive here.
The Panther Canadian squad has been cut down. Anti-tank crew has been killed in action. Proximity alarm near our victory
Yeah,
point.
that's great.
Victory point lost.
So definitely things to
Anti-tank infantry have been killed at the front line.
Pull back. Near the wounded. This fight is over.
You can see here we killed 170 and lost 123. So our manpower is definitely in our favor. As you can see, he lost 12,000. This would have probably been like 9-10k had he had VSL and ballistic P guns. It could have probably even won a lot of the fights. Just looking at the CoH stats chart alone. But it just goes to show that you can't just unga bunga everywhere with just regular scope P guns. Definitely a blunder on his part. See, we both floated a lot here. VPs get more important later in the game and in our army value. He gets a lot more army value than me towards the end, but by the end he has no units left. So see here, the P-Grans 11,000 infantry damage, and the Aussies do 17k. Definitely a very strong unit. I definitely recommend trying Aussies into your to like sort of elite forces, Panzer Grenadier. Obviously key points takeaway. Your Australians are great. You don't have to worry about the late game because you have Archer. You also have vehicle over repair as well. And the artillery tripwire flares in the early game and mid game, and even sometimes late game can be very potent. Um, and then the 2 pounder to round out your comp. Obviously, you have to be careful when going against DAC, sort of like light vehicle spam. You have no snares, so you have to be a bit careful there. If you see like 2509 or you see like a higher presence of half tracks, get a second 2 pounder. But other than that, I think so far out of the few games I've been playing Australians, I've had a ton of success with them into Panzer Grenadier. I feel like sections, just regular sections, have a pretty difficult time dealing with Panzer Grenadier. Even with Brennan infantry training, it is still a hard time. But yeah, I hope this sort of like thought process helps out and it helps you win your games. And yeah, definitely try Aussies. I feel like Aussies are definitely becoming more potent as Elite Forces does. Definitely slept on. Definitely slept on something to definitely play around with a bit more. Yeah, in any game I do 1v1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. But yeah, I hope it proves useful, and I will catch you all next time.